Let us go for problem number 18. A sum becomes 2 times in 5 years at a certain rate of interest. Find the time in which the same amount will be 8 times in the same rate of interest. Okay. So, it's very similar to the previous problem, but few more data they have added. A sum becomes 2 times in 5 years. So, in the 5 years it is becoming 2 times. In how many years it is going to become 8 times? So, in both the cases you should know the rate of interest. In the first case 5 years 2 times, it is very easy to calculate the rate of interest. So, 2 times it is going to become in 5 years means 100 is going to become 200 2 times. So, the simple interest will be 200 minus 100 which is equal to 100. See, these things you have to do orally. Again I am repeating, these things you have to do orally, otherwise you cannot save time. These things is very easy to calculate orally. Okay. So, SI is equal to 100 you got. Okay. So, that is in 5 years. So, per year how much you will get? Per year how much you will get? 100 by 5, that is 20. So, 20% is the rate of interest. Okay. For 100 rupees investment you are getting 100 rupees back in 5 years. So, per year how much you are going to get? 100 by 5 which is 20%. In the second case also the same 20% has to be adopted. So, 8 times means 100 rupees investment, 100 rupees investment you are getting 800 rupees back. 100 rupees investment is the principal amount and total amount is 800 rupees. So, simple interest is 800 minus 100 which is equal to 700. So, simple interest is 700. So, per year 20%. So, like that if you calculate for how many years you are going to get 700. So, to calculate the time period, so you divide 700 by 20. So, 0 0 cancel, 70 by 2 which is equal to 35. So, 35 years is the time required to become the amount 8 times, okay, at the rate of 20% per annum. Very simple, 2 questions merged into one. Okay. In the first case 5 years 2 times. So, 100 is going to become 200, simple interest will be 100, 100 by 5, 20%. So, in the second case to calculate the time period you should know that the rate of interest. So, in the first case itself you have calculated the rate of interest, that is 20%. So, the second case it is going to become 8 times. So, 100 is going to become 800. So, total amount is 800. So, simple interest is equal to 800 minus 100, you are going to get 700 rupees. Okay. So, 20% is the rate of interest. Okay. After some years I am getting 700 rupees. So, 700 by 20 I am going to get 35 years. So, the time period is 35 years. Okay. So, 18th one, option A is the right answer. Let us go for problem number 19. Simple interest for a sum of rupees 1550 for 2 years is 20 more than the simple interest for rupees 1450 for the same duration. Find the rate of interest. Two principal amount they have given, one is 1550 and another one is 1450. They have given the time period, that is 2 years. So, the difference in the principal amount is rupees 1000. On that 1000 if you calculate the rate percent you are going to get 20 rupees. See, find the rate percent. In both the cases the rate percent is same. So, on the difference principal amount they are calculating the interest and the interest amount is 20. So, the difference in the principal amount is 1550 minus 1450 which is equal to 100. This is the difference in the amount, and for 2 years you are getting 20 rupees more. So, for 2 years the difference amount is 20, then for 1 year the difference amount is 10. For 1 year the difference amount is 10. So, the interest amount is 10 for year, the difference in the principal amount is 100, means for this 100 you are getting the interest of rupees 10. So, 10 divided by 100 into 100 which is equal to 10%. That is the rate of interest what you are going to get. It takes time to explain, but to solve hardly you may require 5 seconds, not more than that. So, Let us go for the next problem. Problem number 20. For a certain sum, the simple interest in 2 years at 8% per annum is 90 more than the simple interest in 1.5 years at the rate of 10% per annum for the same sum. Find the sum. So, two different interest amount, the difference of their interest amount is rupees 90. So, you have to calculate the principal amount. So, let us consider the principal amount as P. Next, 2 years 8% you have to calculate. So, 8% for 2 years, which is equal to 16%. So, 16% you are going to calculate on principal amount. So, 16% on principal amount. So, next one more thing, 1.5 years, 1.5 years into 10%, which is equal to 15% on the principal amount you have to calculate. 15% on the principal amount you have to calculate. So, 16% on principal amount is the one interest, 15% on the principal amount is the second interest. According to the question, the principal amount is same, but only the thing is interest amount is different. So, 90 rupees is more, means the difference of 16% of P and 15% of P is 90. That is 1% of P is equal to 90. So, what is P? So, 1% 90, 1% 90, 10%, one more 0 you add, 900, 100% we want 100%, which is 9000. So, 100% of P is equal to 9000. So, the principal amount is 9000, option A. So, 16% of principal minus 15% of principal is equal to 90, that is 1% of principal is equal to 90. So, 100% of principal will be the total principal amount, 100% of principal amount is equal to 9000. So, next problem number 21. A sum of rupees 7700 is lent out into two parts in such a way that the interest on one part at 20% for 5 years is equal to that on another part at 9% for 6 years. Find the two sums. So, 7700 is dividing into two parts. We do not know what is the ratio. So, let us consider the first part as P. Then the second part will be 7700 minus P. Second part will be 7700 minus P. Now, the first case 20% for 5 years, which is equal to 100%, that is on P. Next, which will be equal to next part 9% into 6, 9% into 6, 9 6 are 54, 54%. So, 54% of 7700 minus P. So, 100%, 100 by 100 into P is equal to 54% on 7700 minus 54%, 54% on P. So, 100 by 100 P, P is equal to 54%, 54 by 100 into 7700 minus 0.54 P. 54% means 0.54. So, minus 0.54 bring towards the left, you will get plus 0.54 P plus 0.54 P is equal to 54 into 77. So, P plus 0.54 P, 1.54 P is equal to 54 into 77. So, P is equal to 54 into 77 divided by 154, sorry 1.54. So, which is equal to 54 into 7700 divided by 154. So 77 twos are 154. So 77 twos are 154. So 100 by 2. Next 2 twos are 4, 2 sevens are 14. So which is equal to 2700. So the principal amount is 2700. So 7700 minus 2700, you will get 5000. So the next one is 7700 minus 2700, you are going to end up with 5000. So the option A is your answer, 2700 and 5000. These are the two different sums. So let us go to the next problem, problem number 22. A person invests money into two different schemes for 5 years and 8 years at 12% and 10% simple interest respectively. At the completion of each scheme, he gets the same interest. So the interest amount what he is getting is same. The ratio of its investment is. So the invested amount means the principal amount is different in two cases. So in the first case, the principal amount is different. In the second case, the principal amount is different. So let us consider the principal amount as P1 in the first case. So P1 in the first case and P2 in the second case. P2 in the second case. Now 5 years and 12% means 5 years into 12%, that is 60% on P1. Next 8 years 10%, 80%. So 80% on P2. We want P1 by P2. According to the question, we want P1 by P2 and they are telling that the interest amount is same. So 60% on P1 is equal to 80% of P2. Therefore, P1 by P2 is equal to 80% by 60%. So 2 4s are 8, 2 3s are 6. So the answer is 4:3. So option B is your right answer. Problem number 23. So the difference between the simple interest received from two different sources on rupees 5200 for 2.5 years is rupees 65. The difference between the rate of interest is. So the principal amount is same. Okay, the time period is 2.5 years, but the rate of interest is different. Okay, so when we subtract the interest amount, we are getting 65. So the interest amount, the subtracted interest amount is 65. If we calculate 65, the rate of percent on 5200, we will get the difference in the rate of interest. So 65 for 2.5 years. Then for 1 year, it is 650 by 25, 25 2s are 50, 10 is the carry over, 15 is the carry over, 150, 25 6 are 150. So 26 rupees is the difference amount you are getting on the principal. So on the 26 rupees on that 5200. So the invested amount is 5200, the difference amount is 26. So if you calculate the rate percent, you multiply it by 100. So 2 zeros cancels, 26 ones are 26, 26 twos are 52. So 1 by 2, which is equal to 0.5%. So the difference in the rate of interest is 0.5%. So option A is the right answer, 0.5%. Very simple. Don't go for formula, don't write down SI1 minus SI2 and don't implement the formulas, don't use the values according to the notations. Simply you consider the difference amount and you calculate per year what is the difference amount and you divide it by the principal amount, you will get the difference in the rate of interest. That is very, very simple. So let us go for the next problem, that is 24th. A sum of rupees 8,000 was lent partly at 7% and partly at 9% simple interest. If the total annual interest be 620, the ratio in which the money was lent at given rates is. So the interest amount what you are going to get is 620. So one is 7% and another one is 9%. So the total annual interest is 620. So you have to calculate the ratio in which the money is lent. So the different principal amount you have to calculate. So 7% on the principal amount. So consider the principal amount as P, the next principal amount as 8000 minus P. So 7% on P plus 9% on another principal amount, you are getting 620 rupees as the resultant sum. So 7% P plus 9% on 8000, 9% on 8000 minus 9% P, minus 9% P is equal to 620. Now 7% P minus 9% P, which is equal to minus 2% P, 7% P minus 9% P, which is equal to minus 2% P plus 9% on 8000. So 1% into 9%, 1% is 80, 9 into 80, 720, 9 8s are 72, which is equal to 620. So minus 2% P is equal to 620 minus 720, which is equal to minus 100. Therefore 2% P, 2 by 100 into P is equal to 100. Next, P is equal to 2 1s are 2, 2 50s are 100, P is equal to 5000. So 1 P is equal to 5000. So the next P will be 8000 minus 5000, which is equal to 3000. So the ratio is 5000 by 3000, which is equal to 5 by 3, 5 is to 3, 5 by 3, which is equal to 5 is to 3. So option A is the right answer. So 24th, option A. Let us go to the next problem, problem number 25. A borrowed rupees 4800 from B at 9% per annum, simple interest for 3 years. He then added some more money to the borrowed sum and lent it to C for the same period at 12% per annum rate of interest. If A gains 720 in the whole transaction, how much money did he had from his side? So very simple, he is taking 9%, 4800 rupees from some person, that is B, at 9% for 3 years. For example, I am taking 4800 rupees from you at 9% per annum, and I am giving the same 4800 rupees to your friend at 12% per annum. Along with that, I am adding some more money at 12% per annum. So 4800 rupees I have taken from you at 9% per annum, and I am giving to your friend at 12% per annum. So the difference is 3% per annum, that is my gain on 4800. So 4800 is the principal amount. So I am gaining 3% in for 1 year. So I have to calculate for 3 years. Therefore I gained 9% on the transaction, 4800. So 9% on 4800. So 10% minus 1% we can do. So 9% means 10% minus 1%. So 10% is 480 minus 48, minus 48. So 10 minus 8, 2, 7 minus 4, 3, next 4. So 432 is the interest what you got on 4800. But in the whole transaction you are getting 720 rupees. So 720 rupees is the interest what you are getting in the whole transaction. If you observe keenly, on 4800 you are gaining only 432. The difference in the gain is the interest amount what you got on the extra money what you have given to your friend. So 720 minus 432, 720 minus 432. So 288 is the difference amount what you got. So that is the 288 is the interest amount what you are getting from your friend. So 12% for 3 years. That is the rate of interest we have given, not 3% for 3 years. 3% for 3 years only for 4,800 rupees, not for the remaining amount. The remaining amount is 12% for 3 years. So 12% for 3 years, that is 36%. So 36% of P is equal to 288. So 36 by 100 into P is equal to 288. So P is equal to 288 into 100 by 36 by 36. So 6 6 are 36, 6 4s are 24, 6 8s are 48, 6 8s are 48. Therefore, principal amount is equal to 800. Very simple. Principal amount is equal to 800. So, problem number 25, the option D is the right answer, 800. This simple interest is a very important topic. So, before starting the module itself, I have told you each and everything regarding the simple interest. So, almost 26 problems we have solved under the simple interest. These 25 problems contains 3 phases, phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. So, phase 1 for clerical level, phase 2 for PO level and phase 3 for SO level. Almost 12 to 15 problems comes under phase 1, next 5 problems comes under phase 2 and the remaining 6 problems comes under phase 3. So, all the problems are very, very important. Don't concentrate on clerical exams, please concentrate for PO as well as SO level exams. So, simple interest, the problems are very, very simple. Only thing is come through concepts, implement the concepts, don't go for formulas each and every time. Practice these type of problems repeated number of times and take test of simple interest module. Thank you.